Hi, flippers and flippettes. This is your girl Flipper T. That's me. Thank you for flipping back to my flipping channel. I really flip and appreciate you. Anyway, today I'm eating lentil soup. Can you see my lentil soup? Today I'm eating lentil soup. My son made the lentil soup again. The vegan. Go ahead now. Just turn it. And this. How was everyone's Friday? I'm so glad it's Friday. I feel like it's been a very long week. I feel like it's been a long week, but then I feel like time really flies too, though. So anyway, today is Friday, and I'm glad to be off of work, sitting at my kitchen table, and I'm gonna eat my lentil soup. But we're gonna talk about Riri again today, y'all. Yeah, little girl. You know, she kind of was doing her own thing and raising herself, and when we left off, she had, I think she had met the boyfriend. The boyfriend was selling drugs, and she had got a hold of his stash and tried it out. And lo and behold, the poor child got hooked on crack. But anyway, before we get started on this, let me slip into something a little more comfortable. I'll be right back. Your card on the floor. There we go. This lentil soup is good. He said he put lentils in it. He put onions, carrots, potato, and he told me he put some broth or something like that in it. Some bone broth or why did it has been water? Oh, he put olive oil. He put some olive oil. So it's really pretty healthy and don't have many calories. Oh, nice. Hand me a paper towel before you leave. Give me one out the cabinet. Get the whole roll. The whole kit and caboodle, because I'm making a mess. Thanks. I like these big chunks of carrots he put in here. I love cooked carrots. They are so delicious. Anyway, about Riri. Now, you know Riri had got hooked on drugs, and when her boyfriend found out about it, that she was taking his stuff and smoking it up, you know, he tripped out, and he he beat her ass. I don't know why he thought he could beat it out of her to get her to stop, but he put a good whooping on her that first day when he found out. So, you know, she was kind of having a hard life. Anyway, she got on the drugs, and you know, she would go over her mother's house, and sometimes her mother started noticing that when Riri leave the house, that little things would be missing. You know, her mother was an old school mother, so she didn't believe in putting her money in the bank. I think she did have some money in the bank, but mainly she would stash her stuff around her house. And you know, her kids knew that. But they didn't know she had, you know, as much as she was having around the house. So Riri got to searching in the bedroom one day. You know, she came across some money. It wasn't a whole lot of money, but her mother had just put it there. She knew it was there. And she noticed when Riri left that the money was gone. So then she confronted her about it. She claimed she didn't get it. She hadn't seen it. So it ended up getting so bad that her mother had to stop her from coming to her house. And so at least she was stopping, so she didn't know that Riri still would come by the house sometime when she was at work, even though they wasn't supposed to let her come in. Her siblings did let her come in. But it had got so bad for her. And she was stealing from her own mama because she wasn't able to get to her boyfriend's stash no more because he made sure he took it out the house when he left. Or at least she thought he did. She didn't have no clue where to find it. So it got so bad for her that she was starting to steal to supply her habit. Her boyfriend felt bad. he felt like it was his fault that she ended up on drugs. So he really tried to help her. He knew that she had a hard life and the things she had been through already. So he was really trying to be there for her. But one day when he was out hustling, he came across Riri. She was in an alley at the back of the pool hall giving somebody a blowjob. And he seen her and he lost it. He decided he couldn't do it no more. He felt bad that she was on drugs and he felt it was his fault. But that was the last straw for him. So he threw her stuff out. He threw her stuff out in the yard. So now she hooked on drugs and nowhere to go. So her life was just spiraling out of control. I don't think anybody saw that coming for her, the way her life was. Even though her mother wasn't there for her like she should have been because she was at work, nobody saw it coming. Not even her siblings. Out of all the siblings, she was the only one on drugs. So she started turning tricks and sleeping in abandoned houses. And her brothers tried to get her help because they did. They tried to get her help. Every time they'd go and pick her up and try to get her out the streets. And they contacted somebody so she can go into a rehab. She tried it. She tried it many times. She tried it, but she would always sign herself out. So it's a sad case. That drug is a powerful thing. And Riri was letting it control her. Thank God she didn't have any kids dragging them along with her. It was just her. And she spent several years in and out of rehab. In and out of rehab, trying to get clean. One time probably the last time she went to the rehab. Excuse me. She did pretty good that last time she went. She stayed in there 42 days. That's the longest stay she ever did. And so she was doing pretty good. She was in rehab. She was starting to feel good about herself. She was going through counseling, trying to get, recovery going for herself. She didn't like what she had become. She knew that she had a problem. She knew that, that she put herself in a bad situation. She just didn't know how to get out the situation. So besides going to rehab, trying to get help. The last time she was in rehab, she met a guy that was also in rehab, recovered at the same time. He had been in there a little longer than her. He had been in there close to 90 days. And she had been in there 42 days. So they really wasn't spending time together, like trying to get to know each other in the beginning. They wasn't paying attention to that. They both was just there for one thing, and that was rehab recovery. But they was, sitting around with a bunch of them one day, sitting around playing cards, and they end up, just talking mess, talking crap. and just getting along really well. So they started spending a little more time together. And he got out of rehab before she did. But they exchanged addresses of where she thought she would be able to go when she got out. She gave her mother address. That's where she planned to go. She didn't have a cell phone at the time. So she gave her mother address. She had been out of rehab about 8 days when he stopped by. So she was excited. You know, he was a recovering addict and she was doing better with her. She was still in recovery. So they ended up getting along really well. And you have to stay tuned to hear the rest of Riri once she got out of rehab and met her new beau, so we can find out what's happening new in her life next.